How many times am I essentially I'm just, old man shouting at a cloud, really. Maybe I need to stop watching so much Black Pill content because it's driving me fucking insane. But, it just pisses me off, man. Like, you look at my x ray, I have Cromagnon, uh, Beast, Warrior, Freak, Skull, and then, and you look at me in real life and it's like, that's clearly not you. And, like, a lot of fucking Reddit Black Pill, ESL idiots who have 50K on this site will be like, "Oh, dude, you were destined to be oofy doofy. You would have been oofy doofy at any time in the past. Blah blah blah." And it's like, okay, maybe, but like at least in the past, other than basically before 150 years ago, um, I wouldn't be forced to sit in school, sit still for 8 hours a day, every day for all of my youth. Like no one else had to deal with poison. All your food's poison. I haven't even looked into it or done the research. You don't need to. Um, but it's pretty clear that you know, like I can just throw out some fucking buzzwords if you want, like endocrine disruptor, this or that, blah blah blah. The receipts are making you gay. They're turning the frogs gay. Um, how much is it hysteria and how much is it real? Basically, it's all real and it's way worse than you even imagine. Like, no one else in history had a Bluetooth. I should pull it up actually. A Bluetooth. I had the first PS3 Bluetooth headset, and that shit probably fried my brain some, and like fucked up my ear some. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be black. For all of recorded history, you had to see live music if you wanted to see music, and now I'm blasting Skrillex when I'm 10 years old into my ears at max volume. And like I don't know any better, and yeah, so it's just like you incur so much damage from Hell Society that's like permanent, and like I'm definitely all for like unrape yourself, do the best you can to be the best you can be, but it's like a lot of this stuff is permanent, and you're not gonna undo it. You know what I mean? Um, I don't really I don't really know where I was going with this. I just basically what I'm saying is I want to live in like 1750. I don't want to live in 2025 or like 1950 or like 1900. I saw a post on Twitter that even in like 1890, someone was complaining about how their son uh, just couldn't. They sit in school for 6 hours every day, and the natural motion of a young boy, which is they like to move, they like to move around, they like to do stuff. They're just trained to sit still in a classroom, and it's just beaten out of them. And it's like I look at my X-ray, and I mean I got fucking warrior skull, man. Like I got some cousins who are like huge fucking dudes, like 6 foot fucking. I mean, they're probably kind of obese because of oofy doofy society and health society and all that, but even if they were a healthy weight, like 200 something, probably a couple of them are probably like closer to 300 at this point. But that's not the point. And damn, that's eerie. Um, but it's like I look at my X-ray and it's like I see what I should be, and I'm not. And there's no, can I force myself to eat and calorie max and eat and eat and eat and put on some weight? And it's like, sure, but it's like the actual physical development which you needed when you were like 2 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, when it actually mattered. I didn't get that. You know, I didn't get the nutrition. I didn't get the physical activity, and now I'm a frail. I have this giant fucking Cromagnon skull, but now the rest of my body's just this frail, disheveled, beaten down slave essentially. Like I'm just a slave, I guess, and even down to the looking at a fucking TV all day. Like, what does that do to your skin? What does that do to your retinas? What is, you know? If I didn't have a Gameboy SP, you know, how much better would my vision be? I probably wouldn't have even needed glasses if I never had a Gameboy SP. Like, that just raped my vision. I would play with the backlight off, and I had the model. I had the first Gameboy SP model that had no, like, you turn the backlight off and it was like completely off. Like, you couldn't even see it, and I would still like sit there in the back of the car and squint, and just to extend the battery life on it, because having my Game Boy die and just be completely barren thoughts, you know, alone with my thoughts, or having to like sit and do nothing somewhere while I wait for my mom to do something, or was just way more unbearable than squinting my fucking eyeballs out of my skull. And you know, I have a ton of eye floaters, and like an insane amount of eye floaters, and I don't like them. I wish I didn't have them. And you know, how many would I have if I had proper nutrition, proper physical exercise? I wasn't staring at a CRT and playing my GameCube for 16 hours a day, and playing my Game Boy for fucking 16 hours a day, and just staring at screens all day, looking at my laptop. And you know, how many eye floaters would I have if I had that? And it's like, not, maybe you can change it, I don't know, maybe exercise and whatnot can reduce them some, but it's like I shouldn't have them to start with, you know. And that's all Hell Society is now. That was a fairly new bottle of soap, what the fuck. But it's just, I don't get it. I don't understand. And it's like, now online is ruined as well. Like, you go online, like, before lockdown, online, this sounds insane to say, but before lockdown, online was like kind of niche. Like, a lot of like third world shithole countries still weren't like totally online, or not everyone had internet. And even in 2018, 2019, man, it was not that bad. Like, you still had kind of the old school web just hanging on by a thread, and you know, the algorithms still kind of worked, and even like online games, like I'm totally like slave mode, just destroyed in the mind from multiplayer gaming and ranked mode and stuff, and you shouldn't play those games at all to even start. But even then, I didn't see, as, you know, there were a lot of cheaters, yeah, but after lockdown, it was just like insane. Like, I tried to play, there's this site for Left 4 Dead 2 ranked. It's like a ranked mode mod, and it's pretty good, it's pretty fun. And you get on there, and it's like, you're the only account in there that's not on an alt account, and you like look at all your teammates are trolling. They're level 1. The only game they own on Steam is Left 4 Dead, and it's like, it's not that difficult to set up a functional pug site or like a ranked site. Like, you add an elo, you add a thing that tries to balance the teams, and then you say no alt accounts, no cheating, no griefing, no trolling. You get caught trolling, leaving games, griefing, whatever, then you get banned, and then the ban, you know, say you get 4 strikes or whatever, because I know people, their internet can go out, you know, whatever. Don't be super strict about the whole leaving thing, but you gotta be a certain amount strict. But it's like, all these sites suck ass, and dude, I literally left the game because people were just fucking memeing, trolling, didn't give a fuck. And like, I should be banned for like a day or like a week or like a month, because I've left a shitload before, and it just didn't ban me. It just let me keep playing. So I re-queued, and my next game, all 7 of the people in the lobby, other than me, were alt accounts, and they're just trolling. And it's like, this is not fun. Like, the computer's not fun anymore. The internet's not fun. Real life doesn't exist. Like, this, I mean, I've said all this shit 100 times before in other videos. Like, can I get like a 15,000 view video just to like make my life a little bit interesting and make it so I'm not talking to myself? You know, you have like, I was talking to I know it's fucking pointless because, you know, trying to take advice from a boomer is suicide. But like, I was talking about like jobs and shit, and it's like, you have retail. You can work at fucking Walmart, that's it. And he's like, no, you can be an electrician or a plumber, or like drive a truck, you know, like do trucking. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? What the actual fuck are you talking about? There's no economy. None of this shit's real. All the fast food workers are brown and illegal, and the cashier taking my order has a fucking face tat, and it's like, what's the point? What's the point of, like, you just sold American society? I know they sold it fucking 50 years ago, 100 years ago, whatever, but it's just like, it wasn't that bad, and then it all just kind of like hit a brick wall during COVID. If that makes any sense. I had another example of, oh yeah, the Indians buying corner stores. Like, they have a monopoly on corner stores, and they can just call each other up because they're all buddies, and if they want to make all the Cokes $5 in the whole fucking state, they can, because they all own all of them. There's like no white owned ones anymore. And it's like, that's like, if you use that fundamental thinking, like, oh, the Indians have a monopoly on corner stores, like, that goes up to the highest echelon of society and is basically the same thing, but even more devious and fucking you even worse is happening. Like my other buddy is a nurse, and it's like, oh, you're saving a half Indonesian, half sub-Saharan African illegal that was born with a defective heart. You're saving his life. Like, what use is that to society? Like, you're like, I don't give a fuck. Let him die. Let him die in fucking Ghana or Zimbabwe or whatever. I straight up don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm white. I'm white, bro. Fuck you. Like, if there weren't a bajillion illegals clogging the medical system and just giving, like, the government writing blank checks for these random fucking illegals, maybe I would have gotten a little bit better care. Like, I don't feel privileged. I don't feel like I have some sort of privilege because I'm white. Like, I have the opposite happening to me. In fact, this guy's in a fucking abandoned house with a void. I can't help but be black-pilled. Like, be for real, man. But, you know, enjoy this one.